Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220 KHTS. Host Fred Arnold on the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce Business Spotlight. I'm joined by my very good friend, Bill Miranda, as Robert Kaplan's making a face at us.
He is.
Egging us on, right?
That's as good looking as I've ever seen him.
Bill Miranda, recently selected as a council member for the city of Santa Clarita, but he's really known for his consulting business, helping start the Latino Chamber of Commerce, being a part of that, the CEO, right? That was
CEO.
Before it merged to the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce, which was fabulous in my opinion. Publisher of R Valley Media and author of Leadership Starts With You, and I'm not going to say this, Querer de Poder.
Querer es poder.
Close
Where there's
enough.
a will, there's a way.
There you go. And, of course, television host, R Valley Santa Clarita.
Wow, all those things.
You
What an
better be good.
introduction. I love
You
it.
better be
I
good.
better be
So,
good.
did you hear that song, Philadelphia Freedom? Reminds me of the East Coast. That's where your roots are from. You are from the Upper West Side, right?
The Upper West Side of Manhattan.
129?
139th.
Oh, close.
139th and Broadway. Wow, look at me.
Yeah, now you're here in Southern California. Some things I know about Bill, and I really want to talk about life and leadership and where he's come in life. Wow. Ended up in California.
Yeah, I grew up in New York City, went into the Air Force. While I was in the Air Force, I was fortunate enough to come out and see California and decided this is where I wanted to live, where I wanted to spend the rest of my life. And when I got an opportunity after graduating college, I came out with the Fortune 500 company IBM, and I went to work in Culver City.
Wow.
Okay.
And that probably only took about 40 minutes to get there from here.
Well, no, I didn't
Now
live
it's an
here.
hour and a half, 2 hours.
I didn't live here at the time, but I moved out to Culver City, and I met my lovely and beautiful wife, Virginia, there. And
A great story behind that. If you ever get a chance to buy a drink for this man, ask him the story about how he met at the first date.
Okay.
It is beautiful.
That's probably a 2 or 3 drink story, but I won't go there. But anyway, I ended up in Southern California, where raised a family, and we were fortunate enough to get transferred corporate-wise to Paris, France. So family and I actually lived in Paris, France. When we were in Paris, it was time for us to come back, and I wanted to come back to Southern California, and I had a friend of mine send me the LA Times real estate section from Southern California. And here we are sitting in Paris, France, and I open the real estate section, and there's this full-page ad that says, "Come home to Valencia."
Wow.
Couldn't turn it down.
Yeah.
So I came running and came home, bought a home
To Valencia.
to Valencia, and that was 34 years ago, and we've loved it ever since.
So, fast forward, Latino Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
You helped consult that. And then a stint on my TV show.
That's
and then
right.
you said, you know what, this is good stuff. I'm going to have my own TV show. So
I wanted to be like Fred.
Yeah, you hosted and did a phenomenal job at
Thank
the
you.
show.
Thank you.
And hosted that, and then became one of the owners or publishers at R Valley Santa Clarita. Are you
Yes,
still doing that, correct?
I am still doing that, yes.
Tell us about R Valley Santa Clarita.
We published a digital magazine. We printed it for 4 years, and it was very successful. But it's also very expensive to print a magazine, and plus a lot of young people now, and some of us not so young people, like reading things on our phones now, on our phones or in our tablets and so we decided to go digital. It was a super good move financially for us, which took us from borderline profitable, not profitable, to profitable and successful. And so we do that, publish every other month. It's called R Valley Santa Clarita Magazine, and the new issue will be coming out shortly.
Yeah.
And if you're real good to me, maybe you'll be in it.
Yeah. Love it. Now,
But before we go any further, I want to say hi to your lovely lady, Norma.
oh, she's amazing.
Hi, Norma.
I think she's watching us Facebook Live.
I hope so. I
Yeah.
hope so.
We had a lovely dinner. I tell you, what a great community, huh? What a great weekend we had.
We had a great
The
weekend.
weather was just phenomenal.
It was beautiful. Not
And
windy like today.
Before you came over for dinner, you
Yeah.
were at the Cowboy Festival.
I was. We had a great time at the Cowboy Festival. It was 2 actually 2.5 days of rocking, good cowboy, country music, all the things that started this community, our inheritance of this community comes from cowboys, comes from William S. Hart and the people even before him.
Melody Ranch,
Exactly.
Values Day property.
And all the movies that have been filmed here, and the new stars on the Walk of Fame. It's just outstanding.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Now, you have a new job now.
I do.
Yeah, as city council member.
I do. I'm a public employee.
Yes. Well, congratulations on
Thank
being
you.
appointed.
Thank you.
Let's talk about that. Not the process. The process was the process. 51 people applied, 41, I think, interviewed. You were selected by the city council, 3-1 vote, which is phenomenal.
Yes.
Which is fantastic. So let's talk about that, because what are some of the issues facing the city right now?
Well, there are lots of issues. Some are out there already and some are coming, okay? And one of the ones that's coming is the cannabis issue. All right? So the state approved the sale and production of cannabis. So now as a city, we're going to have to address that issue. Now, we kind of kicked the can down the road a little bit, but only to give us time to really study the issue and look at all sides of the issue. So the question as a city council we have to ask ourselves, and we do that, we find the answer by reaching out to our citizenry. Right? What do the citizens want? Do they want us to allow cannabis producing facilities here within the city? If they do, then we have to look at it that way. Do they want us to allow distribution centers? Okay, stores, retail stores. Okay. If they do, we have to address that. So that's an issue that's coming up. All right. There's some other issues.
And that is a very controversial issue.
Oh, it's a very controversial issue. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
But it's to talk about controversial issue. Another controversial issue is how do you address homelessness? All right.
And I know that's one of the things that's important to you.
Yeah. So if you have a permanent homeless shelter, then that would be a humane thing to do.
So let me argue with you on that real quick.
Yeah.
Because there's two sides to that.
I was going to go there, but good for you.
What about those that say if you make it too good, too nice, too good to be true,
It'll attract tons of
it'll
people.
attract? So that argument,
Yeah.
your thoughts?
Well, the secret is, and I don't know the answer, but the secret is that you make it good enough to serve your community, but not so good that you attract homelessness from all over. All right, so it can't be a permanent. It can be a permanent shelter, but it can't be a permanent residence for homeless people.
Got it.
So it has to be a transient place where they come in, they get well, so to speak, they get some meals, they get some showers, they get some time to get their heads together, they get some counseling, they get some work source help, and then they move on.
Yeah. Well, speaking of work source, work help, the veterans, which you're passionate about.
Oh my goodness. The first vote I took was for the wall at Veterans Park in Newhall.
Well, that was an easy decision.
Well, it was an easy
But it was
decision.
a controversial decision.
Yeah, it was an easy decision for the wall, but it was not such an easy decision for the canopy. Okay, so the canopy adds about 30,000, round numbers, around $30,000 to the project.
But the way our city is frugal with money, we got to be able to find those dollars. Because because let me tell you, we built that, because I was a part of that.
Yes, you were.
Built that monument
Yeah,
with private money.
yeah.
We didn't ask for the government to. We wanted your blessing,
Yeah.
right? The city council's blessing. But yeah, I mean, the Cannon team do a great job, and the city council does a great job preserving money and being fiscally responsible.
Yeah. So again, for me personally, as for you, because I'm a veteran, as you are, that was an easy decision to make. But as soon as we made it, a number of veterans came up and said, wouldn't that money be better spent with veterans as opposed to with a canopy? Mm-hmm. So my answer to that was, we can do both.
Yeah.
Okay? We can do both. We can spend it on the canopy and we can still help veterans.
Yeah, love it. Our time's up.
That was fast. I'll come back.
It was a good time, and thanks for all you do.
Thank you for
Appreciate
all you
it.
do.
Yep. And if you ever get a chance to have a glass of wine or a cup of water or a cup of coffee with Bill Miranda, do so. Man of great integrity, great stories, great fun from the East Coast to the West Coast, to the leadership, to the private sector, and now back to City Council. Congratulations on your new job.
Thank you, Fred.
Yes,
and thank
and-
you for the good job you do for the veterans and for all the citizens of our community.
You're welcome. And do me a favor, stay out of the signal, okay, for a couple weeks. Ladies and
my
gentlemen,
friend.
Bill Miranda, council member for the city of Santa Clarita. Hope you enjoyed this edition of the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce Business Spotlight. I'm your host, Fred Arnold, on AM 1220 KHTS.